your spouse is going to see the absolute worst of you.
Yeah.
And if you have that acceptance and understanding that you're not going to, just because you get to sleep next to the person doesn't mean you get to see the best person. You're going to see the worst person. And that's what you signed up for.
It's absolutely
And
true.
especially for men, it's like, it's your job to lead her. It's your job to make her or guide her to be better and become more of what she can be.
I love that.
And that's why I'm so keen on stepping up in positions where a man typically might not. Because if I could take off that little bit of weight and burden, and especially in my situation, and she could go serve God, it's like, I don't know. I'm just thinking that conversation with Jesus is going to be a little bit simpler.
Hey friends, welcome back to the podcast. If you've been to the podcast before, then you know that we are actually in a series, and it's a kind of a guys and girls perspective, or men and women perspective on marriage. And so we're in their second part of that series. If this is the first time you've been here, well, welcome. My name's Michael. I would introduce you to my wife, but well, today my wife is not here, and that is the whole purpose of today's episode. Today's episode is to talk about marriage from the guy's perspective. And so when we thought about who are we going to get that we, one, trust the perspective, one that's vulnerable, that's honest, that's real, and is similar, not in how we look at it, but similar enough in worldview to where the value would be something that we would want our audience to see. And we could only think of one couple, and that is our friends, JJ and Chloe. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is JJ. Welcome, JJ, to the episode. And if you listened last week, then you saw Chloe, his wife. But if this is your first time, JJ, thanks for being here. Love the fact that you're here.
It is an honor.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
See, to give the audience a little bit of context, how long have you been married? When did we meet? Kind of give the marriage stats of life.
For sure. Yep. Chloe and I we're married 11 years.
Let's go.
It's crazy. Yeah. We met you guys. We just had this conversation. It was roughly about a month after we got married. The wife's timeline is a little bit different than mine, but
because if you saw it last week, then you're like, she said 9.
Yeah, it's a little off. It's closer to 1.
Oh,
so
I love that. Okay.
We'll give her that. But prior to that, we had been together 4 years. We met in high school. Got married right when Chloe, roughly when she got out of college, and since then, we're 11 years strong. We got 3 boys. We got a 6, a 2, and almost a 1-year-old kind of. So we're chugging along.
Yeah. See, so what's been great about our relationship is we had an interesting relationship. Our age gap is pretty. How old are you, JJ?
33.
33. I'm 48. And it was just interesting about how, despite the age group, we had such a synergy together. And we've actually done a lot of life together. We've done youth ministry. We've done big ministry. We've done a lot of life. And they were in our life when they had no kids, and we had all the kids. And now all our kids are adult, grown up, and they have all the little kids. And so though life has changed, we're still very much connected to them. And that's where we really value their perspective, because they're a younger generation. However, we have lived a lot of life together, enough life together to understand that they have not a unique perspective, but they have a good perspective on life. And I think what you guys are going to bring to the viewer is a perspective that's needed. It's unique and it's in its own sense, but it's also valuable for them to take in. And so really what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about marriage from our perspective. So a guy's perspective. And this is it's a generalization. This is what it is. This is just helpful for those that maybe think about it from the same type of life that you've had. We are believers. We are anchored in faith. And so that's where we're coming from. And so I'm just going to start off because we know, or I'll say, would you agree that a lot of men enter marriage with very good intentions, but they have very little prep on what's coming?
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. And I would especially say that our world has kind of skewed what that looks like as well.
Oh man, that's
So
good.
uh, it paints it as this pretty thing. And there's also things in society and media, for example, that always paint the man kind of like the clueless kind of thing. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, as men, we could step up.
Oh
It's like
yeah.
we have that opportunity. And to be honest, it's not that hard to stand out, in my opinion.
Yeah. So what would you? Okay. So based on that, what would you say is something like it's not that hard? Like if you're going to tell one guy, listen, if you want to be a good husband and a good partner to your
Mhm.
spouse, what's the one thing that you would say?
In our marriage, our gender roles have been kind of a little bit flipped.
Hmm.
It's been very interesting to see. I'm the cook. I love to cook. That's just a passion of mine. So no, nothing against my wife. I just love to cook.
And we have benefited from that.
That's not too bad. But
No.
and that's a control aspect of mine because I know what I like and I know what I want.
Hmm.
And she just lets me take the reins with it. I'm like, okay, if I have to put in a little bit of effort to get what I want, I'm good with that.
Okay.
But I also firmly believe that the man, like, there's always been these stereotypes. The man works, provides, he comes home, puts his legs up, and just kind of chills for the night while the wife does everything. And I've always kind of taken a different stance to that. Like, at the end of my day, I don't want to feel like, I feel good about, like, I'm somewhat rested. I want to be tired at the end of my day.
Wow.
I want my day to be lived to the fullest. And that might not necessarily be doing things I want to do. Do you think I want to change diapers? Do you think I want to be bathing kids? Like, is that stuff all I want to be doing? Not necessarily, but I know if I take on those roles, it's life-giving to my wife too. So I take some of the burden from her that maybe would have been classified stereotypical towards like a woman's duty.
Yeah.
And just go do it. And it might not be perfect, but just go do it. Like especially since we've had kids, I've always wanted it to be, I want the nighttime routine. I was also working a lot at the time, but now my schedule has changed a little bit. So I'm home a lot more. I'm still working, but definitely a little bit more flexible with time. But I still take nighttime.
Wow.
Like when it's time for the kids to bathe, dad bathes them. Right?
Does that fall under kind of what your idea of, is that like a control thing, or do you feel like at the end of the night I want to take this load because this is my contribution?
Yeah, I would 100% agree. I want to be tired at the end of the day. I want to take my contribution, and I know it's not life-giving, and I know what is life-giving. And there's certain things about talking about being parents for the time being, but certain things about being a parent are exhausting, and I don't want that all to fall on my wife. I want to be able to say I stepped up and I could do it. Like I take the kids to the stores by myself, all three of them at times, and people always make comments, and I think it's the oddest thing. It's like, they're my kids. I should be able to do that. I should be able to function in the capacity to take them to a store.
Do you think you're a rarity?
No, because I see plenty of men in our church that do it as well. And I don't know if it's kind of what society has said, that like men are incompetent or something like that. And I firmly believe that we, as men, we have that capacity to do it.
100%.
And I'm not sure. Maybe I could attribute a lot to my wife, that she builds me up and says that I can do these things. Right. But I just love to step up and be different in a sense. And the world says men can't do it.
Wow.
And I want to be able to do it. I mean, the provider, I also want to be the protector. I want to be the caregiver too. Maybe not the sole caregiver all day, every day, but if I need to step up, I should be able to do that.
So there's something about you that says, I want to make sure that I'm contributing to this thing. I'm not going to fall victim to what society says that I should be.
Correct.
But I mean, you think about it, 2026, the way society looks at marriage is actually less married and more let's just be together, right? So that's minimizing. But you're saying even in that marriage context, and those ideas of what the guy should do, what the woman should do, you're like, you're more focused on, I want to make sure that I am really participating. I'm being present. I am putting in the work, and I want to go to bed in a way that says I, I I did what I could today for my kids, for my wife, for my family. So that's fulfilling too, even though it's absolutely horribly exhausting.
Yeah, and I mean, some days are better than others,
Of
as if
course,
with everything.
of course.
And um, I, as a leader of my household, I understand that spiritual weight I carry,
Mm.
but I also feel like I need to serve my wife too. It's not
Mm.
just about my wife
Let's
serving
go.
me and doing all these things. I want my wife to feel like she's loved on really
Mm.
well. And by me taking on certain things, I feel confident that she would agree
Mm.
that those little things show what she truly means to me.
Mm. Oh, I don't know you guys enough to know that. There's no doubt about that. So you bring up this idea of wanting to provide, to protect, and that's generally what
Mhm.
men are kind of called to do, I guess, in a sense,
Mhm.
right? Biblically, we kind of have that pressure of providing and
Mhm.
protecting and kind of holding everything together. There really comes a weight with that. There's this idea of just holding everything together. But would you say that there is a pathway of having to learn how to be emotionally present as well, as opposed to just doing the tangible
Mhm.
things that I can do? Do you think there is this reality of there is some emotional learning to being present that we have to do as well?
Yeah, I would say year 1 of marriage and year 11 of marriage look exceptionally different.
Wow.
They are the amount we've changed is crazy. And
Hmm.
I would say in those early years it was very hard navigating that. The
Hmm.
emotional, and because just because we're men doesn't mean we're not emotional.
It's true.
We have emotions.
We do.
I would just say we're maybe better at exhibiting how to control them and stuff
Yeah.
and how to actually process them. I would say we internal process a lot, whereas I will say with my wife, she likes to communicate that stuff,
Mhm.
which does not come natural at all to
Mm.
me. I never grew up with any of that. I never came up with any of that processing of how to deal with emotional regulation, all that stuff. I just bury it and distract myself with a video game or, friends or something like that. So that's a whole new realm to me in that first year of marriage. Now, 10 years past that, I've come to understand what my wife wants, what
Mm.
my wife needs. I know it irks her.
Mm.
And to this day, I do plenty of things that still irk her. And even when things are going hard, I know what she wants, but I'm not going to give it to her.
Yeah, I get that.
And that's just junk. Just, I would ideally not to like that.
Mm.
I would like in those moments of chaos to sit down and be like, we need to come to the Lord right now. Let's pray about this instead of here we go.
Yeah,
let's
wouldn't we
pray,
all,
let's,
like,
yeah,
like,
it's
yeah.
like, how
Yeah.
amazing would that be? So it's like, we know what we need to do. But that comes with experience and reps.
Agreed.
And
I love that reps.
it's like building muscle, right? I
Yep.
mean, you just got to go do it, and it sucks.
Yep.
A lot of the days it sucks, but you feed your body well. You go to church, you get involved, you do the right things, you get influenced by the right people.
Mm.
You
That's
are
great.
fervently studying the word, you're praying, all that stuff. Like, I think prayer is such a big thing. That's been a really big thing of mine, I would say, in probably the last 4 years or so. And just asking for God's will in our life
Nice.
is a big thing. And what that looks like, not just for me, but also for Chloe.
Mm.
Like, God, what do you want with her life?
Mm.
Let's do it. Like, what does that look like?
Oh my gosh, I love that.
I want that to be like what we're going after together as a team.
Because you're going somewhere. You're going somewhere. That is the place to go.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so you bring up the first year. You bring up, you get married. What surprised you the most about marriage once you were actually in it?
You think marriage is going to save everything. You think living together is going to save everything. You think being roommates is going to save everything. You think it's going to make everything better. Right? Like for us, we didn't live together before we got married, so we got married, and the first night together was like the first night together, right? So it's kind of just there's obviously expectations this world puts on us of what that looks like, what that's going to be like, and how it's just going to go down essentially. And as you get into those first few weeks, you realize like, I didn't know everything about this person necessarily because I've never lived with them. Like, I don't know what kind of quirks they got. I don't know what makes them irk, right? Like, for the most part, I dipped them off at their parents' house and I went home to my home. Right. So it's like, I didn't see everything that happened after that. So
Yeah.
there's a whole nother person. And granted, you know, the person, I would say, like, I'll just throw out a number, like 90%,
Yeah.
but there's like that 10% that's still unknown. And that's kind of the thing with marriage, is like, you don't know everything until you were just in it and going through it.
I mean, you think about it. I remember a pastor that we knew said this when he would marry somebody. You're saying yes. You're saying yes to more that you don't know when you get married than what you do know at that time. Especially if you do it the way that you guys have done it, which is we got married, then we got together. Now you look at us. We were together for 4 years before we got married. 2 of those we were living together, and so we learned a lot of about each other. In fact, we learned enough about each other that I kind of had my wife. Well, girlfriend at the time, move out because this is becoming complicated.
Yeah.
And so that's a very interesting. That's an interesting dynamic that you bring up, where we love each other. We know that we're getting married, love that, and now we live together. I don't know you past 9. Like, I don't. What do you do? How do you go to bed? Like, how do you? What's your bedroom routine? What do you absolutely? Oh my gosh! So I can absolutely get that. So then to add on that, then what was your biggest adjustment that you had to make when becoming a husband? And you can even add dad in there if you want.
Yeah, I would say for the husband aspect, at least, we had spent a lot of time together. We would see each other every day, so like there was that comfort with that for sure. And the details are kind of, it's been so long, it's crazy. It kind of just all blurs together.
I get it.
It's wild how it goes by so fast. But I would say overall, and I keep coming back to this, and I don't want to get too detailed, but the world tells you one thing of what it's going to be like, and it's not that. Like, you got 2 messy people coming together, right? And yes, if you have a foundation in Christ, that helps 100%. That's the cornerstone, absolutely, for sure. And
assuming you lean into it,
that's a big thing. I think that might be the biggest thing, is leaning into it.
Yeah.
But I think we did that pretty well. I mean, we found a church like the first week we got back from our honeymoon kind of thing, and we wanted to get plugged in immediately, and that's when we met you guys. So it all kind of just worked out really well. And we had a lot of great direction from you guys, which was, I think, hit us from a lot of the things we were probably going to learn, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but it's just hard because this world does put expectation on things, and it's tuning those things out and coming back to the foundation of what Christ wants the marriage to be. And that's to glorify him, essentially. That's what the marriage is for. And I would say now, looking back on it, that's probably the biggest thing. Like, you don't think about it like that. You're like, oh, we're living together. It's
we're
so
married.
great. Yeah,
So we have the rest of our life now.
Yeah, it's like,
it's about us.
Yep.
Us and not, yeah, no, that's a great point.
So I would say, looking back on it, if we had found the thing is, everything's worked out so great. So it's hard to be like, oh, I would have changed this kind of thing. So I don't want to go there, but like, I would say that's a big thing.
What do you think are some pressures that are on men that people don't always talk about?
Again, coming back to everything's from a worldview, because if we come from a biblical perspective, it's like, if we're truly serving the Lord, like it's hard to get swayed. But the problem is, we're not all perfect. So we all have influence from outside sources, the world and what that looks like, kind of thing. So definitely, I mean, for me, there's definitely a level of like physical intimacy that the world puts on what things are supposed to look like.
Yep.
Especially with just propaganda all over the place. And constantly having to turn your cheek. That's never going away.
Yeah.
It's only absolutely getting worse, to be honest.
Yeah,
so
much worse.
And we're all aware of that. And yeah, I would say there's definitely like for us, I would say in some cases there's like a financial, monetary expectation, but for us, I mean, we were not making a lot. So, but it was just exciting because we had spent years building up to this moment.
Wow.
So just,
how long were you guys together before you got married?
We met when we were 17 and we got married when we were 22. I think it was like 4.5 years, something like that.
Okay.
So, yeah. So we went through the whole college thing, and Chloe moved up north and we had to do all that. So, but yeah.
So you guys were together for a while before you got married.
Yeah, we're
So total together, how long? How long?
16 years in October
Nice.
this year, and the next year will be we have been more together longer than we haven't.
Oh,
So we're actually looking forward to that. We're celebrating that. Yeah.
I remember when we
Yeah.
moved over that border.
Yeah.
It's so like
Yeah.
we're together longer than we've been not.
That's if you're counting like the first 4 years where you never
You
remember
always
anything
count,
in your life.
but hey,
well, I
no,
mean,
you always count.
those are pretty like
Yeah, well,
I have no
no, we get it
recollection
all.
of that. So yeah,
I do remember that when me and Heather got married, there was this. I went into marriage because we had been together for so long before, and we lived together, and we you know we were intimate together
Mhm.
before we got married. So we had a lot of life already lived before we got married, and but there I remember on the altar when I was saying my vows. It was interesting because when it was my turn to say the vows, and the pastor was kind of asking, I was getting I was I was silent. I was delaying, and people actually told me later that they thought that I was like backing out, like having second thoughts. But what it was is I literally felt the weight of the moment that's happening right now. I have a level of responsibility for this human in the eyes of God. And it was very different for me. And it was a weightiness. Now, not to say that from that day forward that I've done that well and have leaned into Christ like I should, but I remember that there was an expectation of how marriage would be when we started. That's not how it went. And thank God it didn't, because for one, how I thought it should go wasn't right. And when we got married, and I'm sure this is the same for you, the person that I married is not the person I'm married to today at all.
Mm-mm.
And thank you, Jesus.
Yes,
Both ways.
Mhm.
Like
totally.
I wasn't necessarily a great guy.
Yeah.
I'm, hopefully better now.
Mhm.
So thank the Lord that time has
Seriously.
kind of made that happen.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is when you first kind of get married as a guy, it's important. You said this earlier, is to have men with you that you can talk to, men that you trust. I know sometimes it's difficult for men to be open to other men, and I get that, but that is a barrier that guys, if you're listening right now, listen, you got to bust that down, like, because that is the way to health. The way to health is having other men around you, because you literally aren't alone in your thinking.
Mhm.
And you only need somebody around you to be able to be honest with. And do you have that? I assume you have that group of men.
Yeah, I definitely have a few friends that I would equate to meeting that standard. And I would 100%. And we were so gifted meeting you guys so early. So
You really were.
Immediate. Gosh, I am so amazing.
I had to throw that in.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, but it is true. And like 1 month in, I had that accountability partner with you.
Mm.
And I mean, our wives clicked it off,
Yeah,
and you
it's
were
true.
kind of doing your thing. But I always had someone there.
Mm.
And I would say that is such a fundamental role, is having men beside you, accountability partners. So important to have those people in your life to keep you accountable. So I would say if you're early on, especially early on in your marriage, to get those accountability partners, get men around you. Women are very good at connecting and doing that. Like that
True.
seems like a very easy thing for them to do.
Yep.
Which I'm a little jealous of. But for men, it is so crucial to have that, because we are recipients of what we hear, and that is a lot of things of the world, and especially with men being in workplaces and stuff like that are usually not foundationed in biblical principles, where you're spending 40, 50, 60 hours a week with these people.
Yep.
Not saying that they're bad people, but they're skewing your views.
Yeah.
They could be skewing your perspective or leading you astray in something. And that's why that's also another point why it's so important not to find all your worth in your work.
Yeah. Great point.
So
Great point.
I mean, of course, the main thing is at home. Everything needs to be good at home. If it's not, then nothing's worth it. Money's not worth it. Monetary investment in the futures, none of that stuff is worth it unless it's good at home. And if it's not good at home, then you need to figure it out.
Absolutely love that.
And if you were to ever go astray, say you were with your wife and you going to make some bad decisions or something like that. There should be a couple guys in your contact list that would be like, that's not JJ. That's what is happening here.
Agreed.
That would be reaching out
Agreed.
and be doing something. You shouldn't be doing something and then running solo on it.
Yep.
Like that is a recipe for disaster.
And I would say that a lot of men do that because they don't want to feel inadequate to another man.
Yep.
Right? Like, I got this, I can figure it out. I mean, I've lived that a lot.
Yeah.
Like it is particularly for me, it's a challenge to expose myself to other men emotionally, like how I always want to know that I can do it myself, and then that's what I'll bring to the table. And I'm a lot better on the side of helping as opposed to placing myself in a position of needing help. Yeah. And I think a lot of men are like that. And it is detrimental to your not only your relationships, but it's detrimental to your growth as a man. Yeah. Like that keeps you as a boy. It honestly, it keeps you as a boy. Yeah. You think you're protecting yourself. You're not protecting yourself. What you're doing is you're keeping yourself from growing. And you hit it right on the head. It is absolutely necessary to have those people in your lives.
Vulnerability is the biggest, maybe the strongest form of masculinity I could think of, because the world says the opposite.
I would agree with that. Yes, you're right.
The world says the opposite.
Yeah.
So why don't we just do it the opposite? It's like, I'm really keen on this, and it's transparency and authenticity. It's like, even when you don't see someone for a while, like, hi, like when you say, hi, how are you kind of thing. Like we all do it. Good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is that no?
Yeah.
No.
That's not what I'm asking.
No. You're good.
Yeah.
Do you know what the God of the Bible calls good?
Yeah.
So you're good.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
No. You're not saying
dropping theology.
Well,
let's go.
I mean, come on.
No. It's great.
It's like,
you're right.
How are you? It's a tough day, and work sucked, and the kids were whatever. Let's get authentic. Let's get real. Let's I refuse to use good. I substitute it for other words, so I can say I don't use good. I say well or something lame like that. But
the sentiment remains. You're desiring authenticity.
Yeah.
What would a society look like when you would have men that are comfortable with the realities of where they are, but that they can still be men and considered men, strong, courageous? Yeah. But I'm having a tough day, and that doesn't mean that those things aren't still true of me.
Correct.
Right? I mean, what would we look like in that sense?
I think our culture would look a lot different.
Oh my gosh,
I can't even imagine. So, I mean, there's this, and I don't know what it is, but I'm a very quiet person. I just like to kind of keep to myself, and I get insecure with sharing my viewpoint. I don't get insecure about sharing where I'm at in my life. I just get insecure, like I talk weird or something, just whatever things I'm working through. It's just part of the process. Yeah. But like, if we could just be authentic and real,
life-changing.
I couldn't even imagine where men would be.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't even have to go a full 180 degrees. Just
a little bit.
Just a little.
Leak that stuff out. Just leak it out a little bit.
Just a little bit. And that just
you'll be surprised.
Yeah, tricks conversation, starts conversation, and just gets things going, and
changes people. Like that, literally, your vulnerability in somebody else's life can change people.
100%. And it can even make them open up.
Yeah.
It can make them. They might have junk way worse than you.
Permission. Yeah. Now they have permission to feel or be authentic and real and vulnerable.
Correct.
Which is a strength. So that's what we think. And you just said that. It's like vulnerability is equated to weakness in
Yeah.
society.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the greatest lies of the enemy.
I agree.
And it's not that at all.
Yep.
It's not that at all. Okay.
100%.
All right. So we're going to move into what we've learned about loving our wives. Okay. So like, because most men, and maybe you would agree with this, learn over time that love is less about these grand gestures, and it's really more about consistency, about being there. So with that kind of as a basis, what is something that you've learned that about Chloe that has helped you in your marriage?
Well, I must say I am tremendously gifted with a wife who does not want things. She doesn't want stuff. Like, even like like I know there's all the love languages, and I don't remember a lot of them, but like quality time. We already spent so much time together. So how much more quality time can you get?
Yeah.
So it's already built in. I know for her, exhortation has always been a humongous thing with her.
That's
like she would much rather get a letter handwritten from me, which she hasn't gotten in a tremendously long time, which I should probably get on.
Yeah. Now that you said it.
Now that I said it out loud.
Yeah.
Over jewelry or so. I've never bought her jewelry. She does not want that.
Well, see, it's interesting what you just said. So you've identified 3 of the love languages. There's 4. So it's quality time. It's touch, like physical.
That's it. Yeah.
Physical. Gifts and encouragement. So of the 2, she likes to be encouraged and she liked quality time. Right?
I would say she's probably. Yeah, probably. The times
Maybe.
like, I wish you would give me a hug in public kind of thing.
Yeah,
but like, and that's on me for sure.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, honing in on that, I think is pretty important and understanding that. And I don't think there's maybe a one all be all kind of thing. Like, I'm going to give her gifts. I love giving gifts.
Yeah.
I love receiving gifts.
Yeah.
Give me all the gifts you want. I'm good with that.
It doesn't need to be a love language to receive a gift and appreciate it. 100%.
Like, you want to give me a gift? Give me a gift.
Yeah.
I would love that new Lego set. Like, that'd be glorious.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, over time, you just learn what they want and they appreciate more than other things.
What do you think in this season today, in the season of life that you're in, what do you think your wife needs most from you?
My wife has a desire to serve God with her life.
Wow.
Like, that's what she has made.
I'm so convicted by this conversation.
well, she's pretty amazing. So that makes it easy for sure. But she has made it abundantly clear that that's what she wants to do. We have been given the gift that she doesn't have to work. Like, my income suffices our lifestyle and everything that we want to do.
Love that.
So she wants to serve God with her life. She is a tremendous theologian. It's absolutely astounding. The amount, one of these books she has it's called Systematic Theology. You've probably seen it before.
Yeah.
And she's just read it, just casually reading. I'm like,
just whatever.
Man, I wish I got that conviction,
Yeah.
So like, I know what she wants is to be able to serve God more. And that means pouring into more women. That means doing whatever it is that the Lord wants her to be doing.
I know we were talking earlier today before we started the episode, and I was asking you about, what's your rhythm, what's your schedule and kind of stuff like that. And one of the things that you mentioned is time out for your wife to go meet with other women. And I love hearing what you're saying now. I love that connects. Like, you guys are, you have you have 3 little kids, active. You work at home, right? Yeah. Okay. So you work at home, kids are home, all the stuff. So you have a very busy, active, kind of stressful life. Yeah. And I love that you're prioritizing that your wife, and it's not because you're just happy wife, happy life kind of thing, but you are saying this is almost like a mission. It's a mission of, she wants to serve God. I'm going to serve God by allowing time for her to serve God. Like,
I would say that that's pretty much spot on. And I need to improve in my own area of that. Like, I need to be more consistent, like going to men's group and stuff like that. And we've had this discussion, Chloe and I, dozens of times, where that kind of environment just makes me uncomfortable, but I know I need to go do it kind of thing. So it's like, I'm going to find almost every excuse in the book not to go sometimes, but I know I need to just go and man up. And it's just,
especially after the conversation we just had.
Yeah. It's like, that's just,
after all the things we're just like,
it's just like that's a hard thing for me to do. It's just uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but I am slowly working through that. But yeah, I would 100% agree. Like one of my main missions in life is to fulfill what I know my wife is capable of doing for the kingdom.
Wow.
And that's like that's like when I talk about the prayer life, like I
love that.
I just ask God, like, give me what I need so she can do what she needs to do. Because I know her gifts. I know what she's good at. I've heard enough feedback from people like of what she's gifted in and like what she should be doing to best utilize her gifts. And that's to do those things. And it's hard because it's a lot of coordination, organization on our end. Like, I am at home working. Yeah, I sometimes have the kids, but God's gifted me the business that allows that kind of flexibility.
Yeah.
So I'm sure as heck going to use every ounce of my being to make that work.
I love
like
that.
if she's at women's till 9 o'clock at night, I got to figure that out. Like that's why the kids' routine was so important. She can go and not have to worry about the kids.
Because you've prioritized in your mind kingdom.
100%.
And that's such a big deal. You've said this is what's important, and then everything after that, that comes first. So then everything that comes after that, we use that as the anchor. That well, we have this, and then but she needs to go there, and then I need to go there, and all the things.
And it comes back to this: like if she's so involved and just thirsty for the word, right, wanting to serve God with her life. Well, she's also like, I am the leader of our house. I'm the spiritual leader of our house. 100%. Everything falls on my shoulders. But she is also the educator of the kids. She's the one who's with the kids a majority of the time. Yeah, most days. And if she is thirsty and being filled with the word, that's going to filter into the kids. Like, that's I mean, wisdom there, I can do what I can with what time I have, but she's educating the kids. Our 6-year-old, she's doing school with, like homeschool with. And it's like, she can incorporate biblical education if she wants to. I might not be there for that moment. I'm not involved with that, but she's able to do that. She has that capacity and she has that confidence too to do that because she's getting filled constantly.
So as you've been talking, there's a lot of activity. There's schedules and go and here and all that kind of stuff. Many times in relationships, there's a temptation to replace schedule from connection. How have you guys stayed connected during these busy, stressful, scheduled times?
So it's kind of, I'm going to go back to year 1 of marriage. We have never shared a hobby. Never shared a hobby. We love going to Disneyland together, but
we do.
It's like, is that a hobby? Like, I don't know if that's just an activity that we like.
That's a different episode.
When I talk like hobby, I talk like, oh, we're going to go hike. I hate hiking. I don't want to go hike. She wants to go hike. I don't want to hike. That sounds horrible to me. It just sounds terrible. I want to play video games. Well, she does not understand video games and she despises them. Okay, so
she can't play COD?
She'd probably be really good at it.
Yeah. Anyway,
which is really annoying.
Yeah.
But I would say over the last few years, working out has been a thing we've connected with.
Wow.
And that's something that we've really shared a passion for because I'm all about going to the gym and trying to get as swole as possible. And she likes that too, but she's also concerned about, the 90% that's your diet, what you put into your body, not what you do to your body. And it's been really good because she's really good at that, where I'm the more like, want to go to the gym, let's go kind of thing. So to come back to your question, what do we do to connect? We do schedule those date nights. We try to do it. I would say it's roughly every week, maybe every other week right now. So we'll have the kids be watched by my mom for a couple hours or something like that. And we'll kind of just get out. Sometimes we'll go get dinner. Most of the time we just go to the gym.
Love that.
And it's like, it's the grossest time because it's 5:00 after work. Everyone's there. There's always weights on the machine, but it's just like we're there together. It's fun.
Mm.
And I selfishly feel like I get to kind of show off,
Yeah.
you know, so, you know, and
You do have pretty thick arms, I
oh
would say.
my goodness.
They would all right. Well, I mean, that kind of leads into the kind of like the role of friendship in marriage,
Mm.
where a lot of many couples, they start as friends, like because that's kind of how you got together, right? You kind of start as friends, but then lose friendship because of the chaos of life. Then you add kids, and then again schedule. You do this, I do this. We're kind of do our things. How do you and Chloe kind of keep friendship alive? I guess, do you keep friendship alive? If you do, how do you do that?
We just genuinely love spending time together.
Mm.
Like when you get married, when you get into even when you get into a serious relationship, I think most men and probably most women would agree with this, but you tend to stop spending less time with like your close friends, your friend group. It might change, or just that scheduling. Like you might not be seeing the boys every night or every week to watch the game or something like that. It changes.
Yeah.
And I think there's a big misconception here. Like, and it's a lot, like I see all these like shorts sometimes, and it's like it's guys' night, but then the girl comes in and she's like, it's like crashing it. I'm like, I couldn't, like, maybe I just think about it differently, but it's like I'd rather spend a night in with my wife than out with the guys, kind of thing.
Same.
So it's like, it's just weird. Like, and it's what's comfortable. It's what I enjoy doing. It's like it's just the person I want to spend time with.
Now, let me throw a little wrench in that.
Mhm.
Do you think that has anything to do with the fact that you don't want to go to a men's group because you don't feel comfortable in a men's group? That's why you want to spend more time with your wife.
Well, I would say in that situation, yes. But I went out and I played golf with a buddy the other day, in the middle of the day, and I loved doing that. It was super fun. But at the same time, if you were to offer me the option of being at home with like the exact same morning I typically do with the family, which is half the time chaos because they're trying to get out of the house, they're getting ready, there's food, there's diaper, like kids not sleeping, kids screaming, right? If you were to offer me golf or that, I wouldn't be like, oh, I want to go golf. I wouldn't want that. I like what I
Love
have.
that.
I like
Love
what I
that.
have. I like I like the decision I made. And I don't know how it gets brought up, but I'm like, if I had to choose the life over again, I would choose the same thing. Like, I wouldn't want to change it.
What would you say to guys that were like, dude, you're crazy, I'd go golfing every day?
I would first say I get it because it's super enjoyable. It is super fun. But I would say evaluate your life and your marriage and what that looks like. And I get it. It looks different for everyone. I know you guys are very similar in the same aspect. Like, I know you would.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you do.
Wifey all day.
Like, exactly. Yeah. And it's just hard for me to kind of reconcile that. Like, don't get me wrong. I would love to have a night of just playing video games with the boys.
Yeah.
Like, I would love that.
Yeah.
But it's like, would I trade it for what I have? Absolutely not. Like, I wouldn't even consider that. So it just, that all looks different. And when it comes back to the friendship thing, I mean, if you're going to marry someone, or if you are married to someone, you better make sure that that's key. Because if it's not, it's like, most of the marriage isn't as lovers. Most of the marriage isn't as parents. Most of the life is as you two figuring it out together in life.
Yeah,
I mean, even if you have kids over a 30-year span, chances are you'll be married maybe double that or something like that, you know? So it's like, that's just a phase of life.
It's
Whereas
very true. It's great.
It's like
Great
what you guys are going through now. Like, you guys kids are good.
Yeah.
Like,
kids are good.
Kids are good. Like, so it's just us.
Yeah.
You better make sure that friendship's good, because once the kids are gone, what are you going to do?
That's great insight.
So
love that.
Like,
what do you enjoy most about being married to your wife?
Well, first off, it's fun. I think it's very fun. I always have someone to do something with.
Yep.
I just have that person I know I can rely on. I know it's a person who's going to make me better. And I would say overall, it's just, I want to say it's what God wants from us, because I don't know if that's necessarily true. But I think if God puts that person in your life, I think it's a tremendous opportunity for you two as a couple to give glory to him.
I love that. I love that. What is something that in your marriage that you're learning right now?
Patience. My patience was immaculate. Not immaculate. That's terrible. That makes no sense. My patience was fantastic at the beginning of our marriage. Over the years, it has just, I don't know, maybe it's becoming apparent. I think that there's just strain keeps yanking at it. It's like a rubber band. It's just the wear's gone. It's like, where's the foundation?
It's cracking. It's cracking.
It's like, it's
going to snap.
So I might just need to pick up a new one essentially at this point and start over. But it's like, I used to handle things super, super well, I feel like, or at least better than I do now. I feel like I just snap a little bit more. And I don't want to blame the kids for that. I think that has something to do with it. But I think it has something to do with maybe the season of life I'm in, where I'm not necessarily doing what I need to do spiritually, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I know I need to be doing these things better. I know I need to be studying the word more fervently. Right. And those things are kind of,
the word washed over you. Surprising what that does to your characteristics.
Yeah. And it's, I'm trying not to get, I am getting focused more on worldly things like work and business and trying to get that up and going. But I think ultimately by me doing that, that area of my life is suffering patience, because I used to be really patient. Like I could take things, and now it's like game's on. Let's go.
So you've been in 11 years. You've been together for 16, you said?
16 this October.
16 this October.
Yeah.
What advice would you give other husbands in the early years? What would you say to them?
The early years are the hardest, 100%, as you're figuring each other out and going through it. Like, and you just have to, just acknowledge and accept that. I think it's so important to just understand where you are in your life. It doesn't need to be perfect. You guys always say this, messy. It's okay. It's okay. We're okay. And at the end of the day, we're together. We made commitments to each other. Like if we truly believe what we believe, and we took an oath before God saying we're become not 2 footsteps, but 1 footstep together, essentially at this point, it's going to be okay. We're going to fight. It's okay to fight. Fighting's actually not necessarily bad in all cases.
It's true.
And it's horrible in the moment. We shouldn't act like it's not horrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And it's the most frustrating, annoying, agonizing thing to work through sometimes, because you have sometimes one person's just super stubborn and the other person's just angry. I don't know. Yeah. It's just like your spouse is going to see the absolute worst of you.
Yeah.
And if you have that acceptance and understanding that you're not going to, just because you get to sleep next to the person doesn't mean you get to see the best person. You're going to see the worst person. And that's what you signed up for.
It's absolutely
And
true.
especially for men, it's like, it's your job to lead her. It's your job to make her or guide her to be better and become more of what she can be.
I love that.
And that's why I'm so keen on stepping up in positions where a man typically might not. Because if I could take off that little bit of weight and burden, and especially in my situation, and she could go serve God, it's like, I don't know. I'm just thinking that conversation with Jesus is going to be a little bit simpler. That's kind of how I think about things sometimes.
I want a well done from Jesus.
Yeah. I just want to be like, you know what? I saw that. Good job. Thanks for holding that crying baby at night. I see that.
Love that.
And
love that.
I don't want to gloat myself because I screw up so much. I get angry. Like there's plenty of things I'm exceptionally flawed in. But if I could just step up and try, give it a good full faith effort.
Yeah, see that's what I absolutely love about your perspective, JJ, because you have the goals that you want to achieve. You have a standard that you want to achieve. You don't claim to always achieve it, but you're still going to try. And I think that's what a lot of men are doing in their relationships. And maybe they don't have the goals. And I think a conversation like this helps people to especially men, come up with, okay, well, maybe I'm not perfect because good marriages aren't built by perfect men. They're not.
No.
A good marriage is a man that shows up, is a man that keeps trying, is a man that is presence is there. That's what a good marriage. Not that you're perfect. That's
Yeah.
hello. That's the point. The point is that we're two imperfect people coming together, trying to figure it out, and many do.
Yeah.
And that's the encouragement. The encouragement is keep going, keep showing up, keep trying, because you can get through so much by just keep trying.
Yeah.
And so
This is where I think if you're in a good, like, Bible believing church, essentially, like, you're around other believers, and if a man is in a healthy position, I think he'll comfortably be like, yeah, the mom at home with the kids is the hardest job in the world. Whereas our world is like, oh, I was up at 5 o'clock and I was on the job site and I was working and it was hot and I had a cold lunch and I'm 1 o'clock and oh, now the kids want to play with like, oh, woe to me. I've done 2 different seasons. I've done the season where I've woken up exceptionally early, work exceptionally long day, and get home to kids that want to see me, and I'm literally laying on the floor, falling asleep almost. But I would say I stood up and I went, it's my turn to step up and put him to sleep. I don't care how tired I am, right? It's like, and maybe I'm wrong in this statistic, but at least recently, no one has died from exhaustion. We'll be okay.
Yeah.
You could get 5 hours of sleep one night. At nighttime when the baby's crying, it might be the wife's role to feed the baby or comfort the baby. That doesn't mean you can just sit there. You can also get up and support her. She might want that, right?
I mean,
I bring that up personally because
that was not my strong suit in my marriage. And I used the excuse of work hours and all that kind of stuff, which I'm not proud of. But even on the other side, I just want to say for those situations that have households that's not the case, where you do have the husband does get up all the time and the wife, there is no tradition would say that maybe it looks like this, totally. But in 2026, it may look different. Yeah. And that situation is okay. What you're trying to communicate, and tell me if I'm wrong, is show up for each other. You're wanting to help. Yeah. You're saying, I want to participate in this union with my kids, with this relationship. And so wherever you find yourself in that relationship, you're saying what you think is important is 5 hours sometimes is okay to be a part of what they're doing. 100%.
Yeah. And even if you're just there to support, like, and we're talking about the stage of parenthood right now, but like anything you can offer is a win. Like it's especially if you're claiming to be the spiritual leader of your house. That doesn't mean you get, in my opinion, if it's a spiritual leader, it's like, there's really not a lot of breaks in that job description, but that's okay.
I would agree with that.
That's okay.
I would agree with that.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Like, I got eternity.
I got plenty of time to rest.
Yeah.
Like I remember there was nights at like 2 a.m. and I had to get up at like 3:30 and I'm like sitting there next to the baby. And it's like, I know this is life-giving, not for me, but for my wife. Like, and it's like, what is an hour? Guess what? I'm here. I don't remember that hour of sleep. I don't care. Like,
you're literally a bigger man than me.
No.
I would say, and we have to wrap up, but I would say that personality also has a lot to do with that.
Absolutely.
To where to some that comes easier.
Sure.
Right. It comes easier. Not to say that the essence of what you're communicating isn't true, that we need, like, I look back on my time, like I should have got up. I should have at least sometimes,
sure.
You know what I mean? Half the time, like just did something, you know what I mean? But I love the persistence in wanting to love your wife and support her in such a way that she can be kingdom minded, that she can be living her best life like that. That as a husband, and I've seen you do it and you do a fantastic job in that. And I love that direction. I love that.
Well, it's not the JJ show. It's the Woodward show. And you guys have taught us that really well. It's about the Browns. It's not about me. It's about us as a whole.
Yeah.
and especially the husband and wife position. Like the kids will go off and do their own thing. Great,
They
fantastic.
will.
But it's like, what are we building with our last name essentially?
We're still here. Like we're still. They're leaving.
Like what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Like what are we doing?
Love that.
Like it's not. It's such a team mentality. It needs to be. When you start going selfish and being like, I need to do this for work. I need to do
You're stepping closer.
That is one of my prayers. Is that does not happen to me.
And
I mean, I don't know what the future holds, but like that is one of my prayers, is that does not become a priority over the marriage.
Well, JJ, I got to say, well done. That's exactly why we brought you guys on this podcast, because we love your perspective. You guys are young and you are instilling in a generation of people that you could do this. You got 3 kids. You're living in a 2026 world, doing the best you can and doing it well. And people need to be encouraged by that. So thanks for coming on.
Hey, I
thanks
appreciate
for
it.
being a part of
a great honor.
Yeah, we've done a lot of life together, so it's awesome to. Well, I mean, we're just having a conversation, but it's so great. So, everyone, thanks so much for showing up, and hope you enjoyed this episode. If you didn't listen to last week's episode, which is Chloe, which is wifey, go back, listen to that. We have a bunch of resources on the website as well, so go check that out. We want your marriages to win, and so lean into that. Show up. We'll see you next time.